The South African economy continues to be affected by COVID-19 meanwhile. In addition, disruptions to global supply chains have negatively impacted local imports and exports. However, this is expected to improve somewhat over the next 18 months when export values and volumes increase. This report now by our business reporter, Kopano Gumbi.
There have been several factors, both locally and internationally, that have affected our import and export market. The ongoing pandemic has certainly had the biggest negative impact, and the disruptions to supply chains have cost the country billions in lost income.
Now, at forecast, let's say that we've lost around about 15 billion in exports from 2019 to 2020. We have forecast that will increase and rise by about 22 billion in 2021. That essentially should put us back to pre-pandemic levels. I think we've had some superstars in terms of specific sectors for South Africa. I think one of the key sectors for the GDP has been agriculture, and I think that's largely driven by a surge in commodity prices globally. That's really helped us in terms of GDP so far.
The challenges businesses face at the ports is a global one, and many of the largest ports are rushing to resolve the bottlenecks, either by increasing capacity or improving access to port.
Globally, there has obviously been a very large rush to increase the amount of ships that are available for transportation of goods around the world. Many of the large container ports are rushing to also expand their infrastructure. So a fair amount of money has actually been poured into increasing the capacity of these particular ports. There's no point in having ships arrive at a port if the port itself isn't able to actually process those containers that are sitting on those ships.
Earlier this year, Transnet announced it would be separating the Port Authority in order to corporatize the business and be able to expand its offering in a way that would unlock economic opportunity. The multi-billion rand expansion plans for the Durban harbour are in the process of acquiring funding in order to make the port a continental leader.
I'm sure you'll also be aware of the issues that Transnet had in July and August. Firstly, with the unrest in Natal, which hampered operations in the Durban ports, but then also the denial of service attacks that they had, which also impacted the ability of local companies to receive goods. So I think long term, these issues will iron themselves out. We will get to a position where things start to stabilize and normalize. You might actually find that in a year or two's time, with the additional capacity, we might actually have too much. And where you see that many rates in terms of containers have increased anything from 7 to 8 times what they were at the beginning of 2020. You might actually see their return to pre-pandemic levels in terms of costs for shipping.
The economy faces many strong headwinds in the coming year, and any additional income from a boost in exports would go a long way in supporting the national accounts. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Kopano Gumbi in Johannesburg.